back laundry for that P2 hill, that series of plays is going to be crucial for me. And as we jump in here, we are on board with Teddy. Gets the call out to Prufio and sees top laundry of Alex. Contest for the time being. And teams are still contesting here as Prufio does manage to get Caliber, and Teddy actually spawns in an interesting position considering Alex is on the laundry side of the map. He is going to be on this line. Breaks glass to get some make Prufio turn around, tries to bait him out a little bit. Does get Alex off as Caliber and Teddy are maybe even setting up on this side of the spawns early in Q1. We do have some guys coming through. 15 seconds left on the clock. The game, majority of which trades as well as time is going the way of Alex and Prufio.
So I mean, both teams are still here trying to fight for the last of the last scraps of these. Caliber was able to rotate early, gets eyes on a couple of guys here. I mean, it looks like there's a pinch coming in, but Alex able to win that one fight. Caliber losing his as well. And just like that, Alex and Prufio are taking over this hill here.
Caliber and Teddy spawned out a bit to P3 side, coming through mid. I think that Prufio needs to know that they're coming push. Oh, and as I said, that Alex is trying to hold spawns back further, but he does have two that just broke the hill, so they are getting time. He's waiting for his teammate to spawn up. You see a pinch coming through mid as well as back door. See if they can retake here. I don't think Caliber knew that there's somebody mid, yeah, so they do not see what we see on the bottom left. For anyone who's new to competitive COD, this bottom left area where all the arrows are pushing around is specifically for the casters to see. We do have people from both teams trying to get better positioning here on P3, with the early setup going the way of Prufio and hill.
Yeah, there was like 3 seconds left on that hill there. Alex able to pick up the rest of it, and now Teddy and Caliber have to make their way all the way around. And this is what I was talking about earlier, right? If you have somebody sit at that very old hill, and you're able to hold it for as long as possible as they did there, and you kill the guy who was on that hill, he gets a free rotation, like the easiest rotation. He gets to, takes his hands off the controller, and you gifted him that spawn. As you can see there, as Alex is able to spawn directly on the hill, Prufio getting taken out as well. Caliber and Teddy doing a really good job of breaking these hills, but sometimes they're just breaking them a little bit too late.
6 in your maps. Prufio does have the early setup again for P4. And so the early time we could likely expect to be going the way of Alex and Prufio. Engagement here mid, Caliber get taken out by Alex. And they are still spawning back on that P3 side. So with 0 seconds on the clock, both these players are only, up to midpoint in the map. They haven't begun to do their retake yet. So I think we can expect to get an early 15 here out of Alex and Prufio.
Yeah, this P4 is going to be really crucial. It's very important to get your initial kills, or just get your kills in general. Because the spawns are so far, you practically have to run from one side of the map to the other. The map isn't as large as some of the others, but it's still crucial time that you could be either contesting or trading, as opposed to, as you can see there, Prufio picks up both of those guys. And instead of, running across the map, Teddy, it's going to take him about 10 seconds here to run from one side to the other, gets taken out, and that's just more free time for AlexM and Prufio. So it looks here like we're going to have the early rotation out of Caliber and Teddy trying to stay alive on the hill, hopefully trying to get a couple of extra points. Teddy gets taken out by AlexM over in Z, and then through open we have Prufio who comes in, and Caliber making short work of both of these guys, taking over this P5, trying to get his team right back into it. Doing a really great job of just kind of pre-firing and just aiming at the correct positions here. Prufio able to take him out. AlexM taking out Teddy. Now the rest of these 30 seconds may go in the favor of AlexM and Prufio.
Huge retake here. And what I was going to say earlier is you can start to see that one sub setup working effectively. You have Alex for Alex and Prufio able to watch those long range lines of sight from cutout in the P4 hill, allowing Prufio to slay out of it in hill. And as we do rotate over here through mid pillars, we have Teddy does get the first kill in the early points. Caliber will be coming around bottom art side to help pick up the time. And Prufio is set up here in the P2 spawn side of things, but I anticipate that might, change up here as we
Alex actually gets both kills there. One trophy coming in clutch, and then able to gun the other guy here. Prufio with the 74 sitting a little too far back for what the preference is, at least with a submachine gun. Pushing up forward.
AR was in the hill instead of the sub there, but seemed to work here in the retake. So.
And honestly, though, with the XM4, he's actually running the Krig. That XM4 usually does really good work within the hill. But I mean, Alex looks like he just prefers the Krig in this scenario.
What we're saying, Prufio in such a weird position here. He gets taken out. The information to Alex, fortunately, and Ted manages to stick Caliber. And now they know, now that both of them are on this side of the hill, they know that players are going to have to be spawning out of mid and pillars push. Prufio is trying to get information to see if someone tries to flank back around. Then he does get Caliber. Teddy, last alive front of the hill, gets taken out. This is going to be huge. 60 seconds.
Yeah, Alex and Prufio breaking that 200-point mark, and Caliber and Teddy are gonna have to do something about it. Alex with a 5 kill spree now as well. It just looks like these guys are gonna have to make sure that they can get these initial kills, and also think about the next point, right? These 15-20 points for Alex and Prufio are gonna shove them over that 230, almost that 240 mark. Really close to a victory. So we'll see
Caliber
if
and Teddy spawn close old. So we already have set up for Alex and Prufio in the next hill.
Yeah, and I mean, essentially, if you are rotating this late, it's going to be very difficult for you guys, for Caliber and Teddy to try and take these guys out. Alex, absolutely fantastic job of getting a double headshot on these guys.
Such a huge kill to seal the deal here. They don't have time to contest.
And they actually got off the hill. Oh, they took out, yeah. But yeah, that is going to go first map to AlexM and Prufio, doing a fantastic job of picking up those two pieces. Alex doing a really great job with the Krig, which, to be honest, I'm really surprised to see. Just because we've really seen a lot of XM4s as well as 74Us. Only 2 guns that we've been seeing so far. Right, and then here we finally have a Krig coming out, which I was really surprised to see hop on board with Alex and Prufio, as they did win this last hard point here, and see what they got ready for us. So AlexM doing his best to stay alive, not able to finish up that kill. Caliber, Teddy taking both of these guys out, going to get these early seconds, trying to make sure they can take early control. Teddy already watching Cat, making sure that nobody comes through there. And in my opinion, it's going to be very important to actually contest this middle time, like this first P1. So
definitely.
So we got Sad coming back now. Go ahead, Sad.
Sorry, guys. And so we want to see if teams, not only can make the most of the, pushing out the effective spawns, but this ice rotation and cat rotation Teddy just pushed across is going to be crucial in retaking the P2 hills. It looks like Alex is anticipating that, but Caliber on a great flank. Re-get spawns here. Yeah, and Caliber's picked up the 2-piece. So we are off to a spawns going in the favor of Teddy and Caliber, at least for the time being here.
So AlexM with a 20-point lead. AlexM and Prufio, sorry. So I'm curious to see when these guys decide to rotate. These next, that P3, P4, and 4v4 is a lot more important. and will be interesting to see where these guys are you know, attempting to hold, where they're looking, because these holds are going to be a lot more important.
Definitely, and I think that we can kind of start to see that in number 2 of Prufio is pushing around the left side of fire here. He does get the kill on the Teddy, and you can almost expect one of them is likely going to push out the back door there to maintain spawns. But for this push, they could likely anticipate that players are going to be coming from that P2 side, and they do just that. And Prufio's left all alone here, gets traded by Teddy. For the time being, Alex and Prufio do have the better spawns for this P3, this P4 hill. P4, I think, as you just mentioned, Senor, is going to be, you know, that's the hill that's been difficult to break all year so far. You know, they moved it once from where it was originally positioned, but it still seems to be, you know, the struggle point for a lot of teams.
Yeah, honestly, after playing on this new one so often, in my opinion, I think where it was before was a lot better. I don't think the spawns were as finicky as they are now. So honestly, they either got to fix these spawns or they got to move it back.
Right,
so
and I want
that's
to
just
see if players are on hill, and for myself, in match in the past, the other team is spawning back rock still, even though our team is pushed on the side of the map. So it's interesting to see if some of that goes down. And as Alex pushes in, does get the kill on the Caliber, and the spawns and time for the time being are going the way of Alex and Prufio.
Let's see if Prufio can hold it over from P2. I'm just really curious to see where these spawns are going to come in, right? It's almost like it's like the lottery at this point. You don't really know where the people are going to spawn. Teddy, like, thinking they're going to spawn back there. And AlexM does.
Right, it looks like 5 and 6 Caliber and Teddy do have the early setup for P1. And the time is only, you know, a 19-second difference as we get to this first round of bills. And the early positioning at Teddy and Caliber, not only do they have time for this P1 hill, but they also have the spawn side, and so they know that Prufio and Alex are going to be spawning on this P3, P4 side of the map.
Like I stated earlier, I think the P1 is a lot more important than some of the teams are giving it credit. In 4v4, sure, give up some time, pick up the next ones because it's an easier hold. In 2v2s, you can take out the guy on the hill and still hold the time for a while, because that guy who's, you know, sitting in the back is not going to push you. He doesn't want to lose that. He doesn't want to lose the spawns there.
Right, and if you can get on hill to at least maybe contest the time and get your 1 versus 1 interaction in your favor, you do have the opportunity then to push through road to get the better spawns. And Alex with a huge 2-piece, and he's going to do just that, so he knows now that they've had that side of tank a bit, you know, later into that hill. They know that they have the spawns in their favor. Alex continuing to go off, making it very easy for teammate Prufio to sit back and watch the other lane of pushes.
Yeah, so Alex and Prufio doing a really, really good job here. Caliber and Teddy keeping up with them. Alex is 18 and 11, only person positive on the map currently. He's doing a really great job of just slaying out. But Caliber and Teddy doing the completely exact same thing, being able to keep this within, you know, 20, 30 points, which realistically is only one hill, you know, one really good hold.
Right, and with 20 seconds left here, you can almost anticipate as Prufio comes off the spawns, he's going to try to get this early setup, watching the choke points as teams push into rotation from P2. No information just yet for either team. Looks like the number 1 of Alex does run into Caliber and gets called out. So Caliber is taken out by Prufio. Early setup goes the way of Alex Prufio, and just like that, they've pushed up a bit too far, and number 5 of Caliber has spawned behind them in the rock spawn and is here to contest. Spawns just flipping back and forth for Caliber and Teddy. Teddy now on ice side of the map, heading to jump up. I think his, you know, plan at this point is to try to focus on those back spawns for the P4 push.
AlexM and Prufio looking really, really good coming into this the end of the second rotation. Teddy was laying down, and Alex, with an absolutely amazing spray, was still able to pick both of these guys up. I didn't expect him to actually do that. Sometimes you just run out of bullets, but he didn't apparently.
Right, in the early, as we say, the early setup going the way of Caliber and Teddy in the back here. You can see he takes out both of them. So now players of Prufio and Alex spawning way out back road. They know that players are going to be coming ice or on this roadside. Number 5 is completely open, and Teddy does bring some assistance. Alex again with another 2-piece. He's going off this map. I think that Alex has been, you know, back and forth on top here. 2 pieces left and right. Gets a third. Manages to maintain time for the team.
Yeah, and like we were talking about, you know, early into the cast, it's one of those things where you're gonna have the teams be able to not only play with each other, you know, play the trades, play each other's, you know, call outs or watching each other's angles. You're gonna have some times where the team in general has one person that just goes off, right? And it's that person he had the one good game that, you know, every teammate wants you to have, right? AlexM is just doing the most right now, 2 pieces left and right, trying to make sure that he gets that hill time. You have 2 minutes and 14 seconds, so just even looking at objectively wise, 2 minutes 14 seconds, 1 minute and 51 from Prufio. On the side of on the blue side, it just seems like they're playing with each other a lot closer than Teddy and Caliber, right? You have 2 minutes 12 seconds and counting for Teddy, and then Caliber with only 45 seconds. You can kind of see that these guys are just kind of playing a lot closer than the red side is.
Yeah, you can see where that translates is where Alex isn't getting, you know, going off and getting the two pieces in hill. By playing close, they've been able to trade effectively and maintain the time in hill. So here, as we rotate 2p2, there's a slight lead here of Prufio and Alex. Alex again, completely going off and you know, top roadside. Prufio getting time for the team. There's 15 seconds left before they take this entire series here.
Yeah, so red side is gonna have to pretty much play perfectly well, and as I say that, blue just pretty much takes them both out, and they're gonna be able to take this map too as well. And it looks like they're gonna be moving forward.
Huge plays by the, you know, the side of Alex. Multiple 2 pieces again. I think in the series just before this, we noticed something similar with levels. And we've been saying it all day that it's going to be so important, those intro kills, those intro pushes, getting the early setup, getting the early rotation, getting the 2 kills in hill, forcing players to spawn way out.